here again, and now in this video I'm finally gonna go over what's going on in Season 3 for Strive, particularly with my main characters, Testament, Anji, and I-No. We'll see if we get to anyone else, but I've been a bit of a bandwagon for Street Fighter 6 for a while now, and I've only just recently tried out the Season 3 for Strive. Been guilty gone, as they say. But especially before the onslaught release of Mortal Kombat 1, I really wanted to just talk about these characters and what's different, play some more so I don't accidentally completely leave Strive behind on my channel, because it is a game that I really love. So let's start with Testament. Fortunately, like a lot of characters in this patch, Testament received a myriad of mostly buffs. The only nerfs that they received were kind of universal, like slightly less damage on invincible reversals and stuff. So the main buffs, although they're good, they're quality of life things, they're nothing drastic and they're not going to really change the way they're not going to change your game plan. You're not going to specifically aim for these new things that are changed. So just to quickly recap what they are in case you still are not aware somehow. The most important ones are that off of Heavy Slash, you can now get a Arbiter sign because they kind of tumble on the floor for a bit. So you get more damage off of stuff like this. You can also drift in the air after you do your teleport, so that's the normal version, but I can hold backwards and I fall backwards, or I can hold forwards and I drift forwards. And this, of course, can lead to some tricky mix-up where I can go in front or behind the opponent, depending on if I drift forwards or backwards. So, tricky mix-ups, and this is particularly useful off of situations where Testament gets a safe jump with the aerial teleport. I think after stuff like this, there are certain safe jump setups. So see there, I was holding forwards, so I was drifting forwards, but I can also equally do the same thing and drift backwards or just fall straight down and I'll land in front of Kai. So just even more 50-50 shenanigans with Testament's teleport just to make it a little bit less predictable. So that's also useful. So we've got more damage off of H, more mix-ups off of our teleport, and the final one is, yeah, just that we have these universal changes as well. They're the main changes. There is also slightly higher knock-up off of Arbiter sign and stuff, but that's not something that's too noticeable unless you're trying to get a combo off of it with an RC, or if you are using it in a combo, now it's kind of better because it gives you slightly better OK for you to dash up and get some buttons afterwards. So how does this all come together? It's not too complex. You can kind of imagine that getting this extra Arbiter sign is pretty handy, and depending on the situation, you might use it more or less. Because, usually as Testament players, we're doing this kind of stuff, setting up so we have the projectiles on the screen or getting the heart on the screen for the crow and the teleport. But now we also have the option of just going for an Arbiter sign. As you can see, that adds a significant chunk of damage to these little hits that we get pretty frequently off of far slashes into heavy slashes, or 2S into heavy slash. So yeah, almost nearly doubles the damage we get from just this, which, if you're near the end of the game, you're probably more inclined to go for that kind of round-ending chunks of damage rather than the potential setup of getting a teleport. And yeah, and the OK off of it is pretty horrific. The only thing that's good is that you're literally full screen, so you don't have any particular frame advantage to set up any of your stuff, but you have a lot of screen real estate to do so. If you are in the corner, the knockdown isn't so bad. You can dash up and get, depending on how close you are, you might be able to get a close slash or a 2S or whatever if you can time things correctly. And yeah, now whenever we're ending our combos, you might be slightly more inclined, if you do something like this, to go for a teleport Oki and try and see if you can get some mix-ups by crossing over to the left and right sides. There we go. Now, the main stuff that kind of changes how Testament's actually going to play is going to be with these universal changes. And I think, everyone has them, so everyone benefits kind of equally, but I think Testament's on the pretty beneficial end, because they have this orange wild assault, and if you're not aware, the orange wild assaults basically are just really far-reaching, fast, can cancel into combos, and just like all of them is also plus on block. So if you want to use it in neutral, sure, it is kind of a quick offense, especially if you have them like being scared of projectiles and stuff, and then you're just dashing in with buttons. That could be kind of scary. But it is also potentially a way that Testament can extend after this heavy slash, because it does combo, and you can get some very typical Testament extensions. However, I will say, I haven't found any route that seems to be more useful or more damaging than just using this kind of RC extension that I was doing pre-patch. It just does a lot of damage, even if I have it slightly different. I get a Stain State at the end of that combo, and that's just with an RC. It does over 50%, and I can't find any Wild Assault situations where you would use a Wild Assault after instead of just RCing. That is, of course, unless you just do not have any tension gauge. But where this Wild Assault does come in pretty handy is that it links pretty damn consistently and easily after your 6H, and as you can see, they link together pretty damagingly and easily, and because of all this momentum you get from the Wild Assault, no matter where you do this kind of extension, you'll basically be in the corner. And if you've been playing Testament for any amount of time, you'll know that a lot of your combos are going to end in 5k, 6H, Arbiter. And now that we have this Wild Assault, you just have a slight different option of extending after the 6H, instead of just always going for Nostrovia. So say if I'm going for like any kind of combo that's like really long, usually I might end like this to get a wall break, but now I also have the option of going and it's just a different way of getting nice solid chunks of damage. I think it does overall more damage than a Nostrovia combo would have done. Let's see. Oops. If you add in a little Arbor design, oh, they're kind of equal. This does give you a Stain State and a hard knockdown. But it's an extra option. Maybe if you like to, if you've done a side switch combo, you want it to be really, really extra extended. Just see, the thing is, like, no matter where you're doing it, all this momentum means that it can't kind of even work from here. And you'll be brought almost exactly to the corner just from some random Wild Assault combo. So if I do something, you know, even if you use both bars, you either get brought right to the corner for to break the wall, or you can get some Oki like we did there. And yeah, other than that, I don't think the changes make too much of a difference for Testament. I think the parry is quite a useful option for Testament as someone that doesn't have a meterless reversal, and their meterless reversal is quite slow compared to other characters. You know, it's very easy to stuff by just using light punches as Oki, and then they can just block it. So using this is a good alternate defense tool. You can use it on Wake Up if the opponent's doing like close slash strings, close slash into heavy slash. You'll make their heavy slash whiff, and then you can punish it with your like 6H or even just your own heavy slash, because we know that Testament can get some pretty cool combos. Whoops. If you can force a counter hit. Or we can just not. Whatever. I need to practice that before I go online. But yeah, the defense shield, really good defensive option for Testament. And so overall, basically, we're just getting slightly more damage from these kind of chunks of damage. We have the option of getting damage from this situation. We have better mix-up whenever we're using our teleports, which I think is going to be one of the biggest changes. And we can go wild in with the Wild Assault and maybe get some more extensions from our 6Hs. It just looks so ridiculous. Like, wait. How much damage can this do? Yeah, I think in certain situations it may be worth it. Like, stuff like that off of random ones. I don't know. We'll see. that's the only changes. I'm not going to make a whole different combo guide because all of our combos are basically the exact same. You've got your same Oki options with your Grave Reapers. You've got your same, like we even mentioned, combos like when you use your RC. You do the same stuff there. We've even got the same funky Stain State combos from Season 2. No, this. Like where we... Stuff like that, which just builds a lot of meter. Almost build an entire bar of mana. We can still do that. So none of our combo paths change, but we're generally stronger, and we have to see how much we can implement using our Wild Assault. Whoa, that could be crazy. Anyways, I hope you try out Testament. I hope you think Testament's fun. I'm gonna go try and play him a bunch online and see how we do with him. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.